This is lesson 1 of our artist statement unit. And this lesson focuses entirely on your interpretation. So our learning target for this is I will interpret my artwork with detailed description, which coincides with this standard visual art responding 8, interpret intent and meaning in artistic work. So you will actually receive a grade, an IC grade for this standard today. Your paragraph is due today by the end of class. To help you along, this is the key vocabulary that we have for an interpretation. This is all you need to focus on today, just the interpretation. A title is optional. You can include that in your paragraph if you like. That's simply the name of your artwork. Process, remember, is how it's made. So if this is a sculpting class, then your process is sculpture. The medium is the material that the art's made out of. So if this is sculpting, the medium would be clay. Subject, what the art's about. Examples are portrait, landscape, still life, animal, events, and then the list goes on and on. Sometimes it will be appropriate for you to use one of these common subjects. Sometimes it's not. Style, how the art looks, just like a hairstyle. Our common examples are realistic, abstract, and then semi-realistic. So real life, realistic, abstract, strange and unusual on purpose, and then semi would be you have qualities of both. Now the trouble spot for students is purpose. Often students want to misuse this word. So if you say your work is expressive, then that means you attach it to a feeling, a strong feeling like joy, anger, or sadness. And that means as soon as people look at it, they're overcome with the emotion more than what the idea or the story is. So really about 95% of the time, your purpose will be narrative. You're telling a story or communicating an idea. Okay, so this is the pre-write. Yes, it's very colorful and may look confusing at a glance, but remember, everything's color-coded. For instance, green goes with process and medium. Blue goes with subject. Purple, style, and then the red and pink would go with the purpose, okay? And then here, the yellow is your own personal inspiration or influence, okay? So, and I've actually done the first paragraph for you. So what you're gonna do is you don't have to, here you would have to type your first sentence for you. I said that wrong. So here you would write what your process is. So if this were a sculpting class, the following is an interpretation of my sculpture. So you notice this is green and so is this. The subject of my sculpture, now you might be making a drawing or a painting, is, and then you give me what the subject is. A subject, remember, is the main idea, okay? And it may be a portrait or a landscape or a still life, or it may not be. And then along in this sentence, you can also include the style. Remember, we have to have these key words. You can't leave a subject and style out of your paragraph. You have to include those. The style is, and then you would give me one of these. Okay, if you did your plan sheet correctly, then you have your answers for this. You've already answered these questions. I chose to paint, draw, sculpt, whatever. You would answer that here because, and then whatever your influence or inspiration is. Okay, so you have to tell me why. Why did you make that particular choice? And you have to describe it. And then my purpose is narrative because my sculpture, drawing, painting, tells a story about, and then you have to give me a pretty specific answer here, okay? What's the story about, or what's the idea that you're specifically you are communicating? Don't give me a generalized answer here. Make it specific to your work. If you really feel like your work is emotional, then you will answer this question, or you'll use this sentence instead of that one, so you have that option. Okay, once the pre-write's done, make sure you understand your scoring criteria. Introductory sentence includes the word interpretation. Essential vocabulary is included. I have to see the word subject. I have to see the word style and purpose. Complete interpretive identification, provide process, subject, and style. So explain those. And then you have to make sure everything is color-coded. Make sure you include your reason for personal choice or your influence, purpose, correct grammar. Remember, the pronoun I should be capitalized, and turn it in on time. Okay? Then you simply follow these instructions for color coding. You've done this before. So once you have read these instructions, then please make sure that you type your answer here. So you put your cursor here, and then you are basically, don't copy and paste, because I think that's going to create more confusion. So you're going to go back and forth. You're going to look at this, and then you are going to type. So it needs to look like a regular paragraph. You're going to type in this space, and then you'll go up here and make sure it's highlighted correctly. Okay, so if you copy and paste and you leave it that way, I will reject it. Make sure that you are typing. Okay, if it's not a lot to type, you're going to type this, and then go in and color code correctly. Okay, and then you will submit the assignment for scoring, and then you're finished for the day. So stop, don't go any further. We'll take care of this during our second class period for this unit. Let me know if you have any questions. The Google Meet will be open.